Hi, everybody. Update time, and let's begin with the watch warning map from the National Weather Service. This is just off of their homepage. The pink color, the winter storm warning, which is posted for the Cascades all the way through, I think it's early Friday morning. And then you've got what's going to be what is a winter weather advisory for later tonight through tomorrow for the Coast Range. Lesser amounts of snow, but snow sticking 1 to 2 feet plus in the Cascades. And then this is a wind advisory that's basically posted through tomorrow morning as that colder air comes in and southwest winds here in parts of Central Oregon, Bend, Redmond, up into much of Wasco County. Could see some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. So the advisory posted for that. This is, in fact, a really good storm system coming. So far today, the rain here in the valley has been mostly on the light side. You can see in darker green on the radar and the yellow that we're now starting to get into some heavier rain rates up Highway 30 and then Astoria, and then certainly northward up into the Seattle area. And we're going to see these rain rates get heavier and heavier as we go into the night tonight. Weather models still show that the Willamette Valley, for example, picks up an inch of rain just from this evening into early tomorrow morning. Now, the cold front itself has sped up, and it looks like it comes in to the I-5 corridor right around midnight tonight. Not always, but often when you have the timing of a cold front all of a sudden speed up, that means there's a good solid push of cold air driving that front, and it just comes kind of ramming in. So that's going to give more time with the front coming in around midnight. That's going to give more time for dropping snow levels by the time we get to tomorrow morning. And we'll talk about that in a moment. Just look at some of the other imagery packages. Here's the more of a visible satellite imagery package. You can see the moisture right here streaming in. And then you got the cold air pocket up here that will be coming in quickly Thursday. There's a front offshore. Again, that's coming in around midnight tonight. Not seeing any lightning with any of this. Here's that cold trough aloft. The air with this is absolutely as cold overall as what dropped in Sunday night into Monday when we had snow levels at 1,000 feet and even lower, and a lot of areas, even some low areas, picked up a little bit of dusting of snow at times. So that's absolutely all still in the cards with this weather system moving in. I want to show you how quickly the cold air sweeps in. So this shows you temperature anomalies, and this is, let's see here, this evening, this is 7 p.m. 7 p.m. tonight, it still shows everything in yellow, +3, +3. That's +3 degrees above normal. So that's a nice warm air mass. And here's the sharp contrast to the below normal temperatures coming in. So watch the sharp contrast. Here we are at 4 in the morning. Now you've got the warm air being pushed all the way out toward the Columbia Basin, some 16 to 17 degrees above normal out toward Pendleton. Meanwhile, we're quickly getting into 3, even 4 degree below normal temperatures in Astoria. And then the cold air continues to move in. This is 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Look how the depth of the cold air gets colder and colder. Now we're 10 degrees below zero, not below zero, pardon me. 10 degrees colder than normal. Big difference, 10 degrees colder than normal at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning down in Eugene, and about 8 degrees colder than normal to 9 degrees in Salem, 7 to 8 degrees colder than normal in Portland. And then the cold air continues to expand. Now we're getting into late tomorrow afternoon. Instead of being in the 50s, this would put us kind of in the low to mid 40s with temperatures 13 degrees colder than normal in Salem, 12 degrees colder than normal in Portland, and the cold air 10 degrees colder than normal up in Seattle. The cold air now by 4 o'clock tomorrow in green, moving all the way out into eastern Oregon. And we'll keep playing this into Friday morning. Here's Friday morning. Friday morning, some of the modeling likes most of the precip that's in the air to absolutely be snow. So that's going to be interesting. Maybe all of us get to see at least some snow falling Friday morning. Look how cold the air is. Up in Seattle, 9, 10, 11 degrees colder than normal. Portland, 8 degrees colder than normal. See, our normal low is 38. So 8 degrees colder than normal would be, wait for it, right around freezing, right? If that's correct, with snow in the air. Wow, more on this coming up. Here's look at this. Let me back this up. Look how cold this gets down in the southwestern corner of our state. Down in Medford, 17 degrees colder than normal. This is Friday. 13 degrees colder than normal. Normal is 54. So that would be temperatures right around 40, 41. Really cold stuff. The cold air punch continues into Saturday. So you get the idea. This is going to be big time coat weather. All right. This just shows you snow, and we'll make out of this what we can. This is 4 o'clock this afternoon. We've got snow in the Cascades, generally above 4,000 feet. It's all rain over the Coast Range, all rain in the valley, of course. Again, the cold air comes in around midnight to the I-5 corridor tonight. This is tomorrow morning. You wake up 4 or 5 in the morning. Now we're already accumulating snow in the Coast Range. Traveling could quickly become an issue there. We've got heavier snow with the winter storm warning in place for the Cascades. Again, these kind of the bright spots are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 inches of snow quickly accumulating. Same thing up in the Washington Cascades. Let's go ahead and play this through 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now we've got some 12-inch snow amounts in the upper elevations of the Coast Range. Anything that's kind of dark blue, and this would impact potentially down to 1,000 feet and lower by late Friday afternoon. So that's accumulating snow potentially over Highway 6 and 26 in the Coast Range. It is a westerly flow, so models like the gorge staying above freezing along I-84, but this shows 31 inches of snow now up around Mount Hood. This will be new snow from this evening through tomorrow afternoon. Big time snow, right? And then we're just going to continue playing the numbers. This is Friday at 4 p.m., 40 inches up on Mount Hood. More and more of the Coast Range has now picked up a foot of snow. Big time snow up into the mountains in Washington. 12-inch snow pockets out in the blues. This does show some accumulating snow leaking into places like Bend, of at least a chance of getting 1, 2, 3 inches of snow in some areas. Heavier snow pockets leaking down into, say, the Sun River area. 42 inches of snow, that's down around Crater Lake. Wow. This shows good snow down over Grants Pass area and down into the Siskiyous. This is what, Friday at 4 p.m. Now notice you've got generally gray, which is basically no snow sticking in the valley, but there are all these little sections. See, follow my mouse. That's the West Hills. That's the West Hills, and this is saying there's some sticking snow going into Friday evening of at least maybe 1 to 3 inches. There, you know, and maybe some of the hills out in wine country. So all of the snow data shows that there's a better chance of snow at lower elevations this time around than what we had Sunday night, Monday into Monday night and Tuesday morning, okay? This does like snow getting into the Cascade foothill communities. Now, I want to show you a couple of things. There's not a good way to show you this, so for that, I apologize. This is the temperatures at 5,000 feet in the atmosphere, kind of the air mass temperatures. It has the streamlines on it. So right now, see, this is, if you follow the arrows, this is air coming in from the south, still southwest. It's a cold trough, but the surface flow is kind of south. So I want to play this into Friday evening. All right, here's Friday evening. There's a low that's out. If you look at the end, see how the arrows are kind of curving around right here? There's a low right here. See how the arrows come up the Cascades and then kind of bend to the east a little bit? There are some models that show there's a surface low Friday overnight into early Saturday morning. This doesn't really show it very well here. That kind of bends the flow pattern a little bit to the east. And if that's the case, there'll be a heightened chance of even sea level snow showers sticking for a period of time, maybe Friday night into Saturday morning. Just something I'm watching. It's just strictly a chance right now. Again, it was kind of hard. You can actually see what I'm talking about better on this. This is the upper level flow pattern. This is the European model. This is this afternoon. Pardon me. This is tomorrow afternoon. The cold air comes in tonight. We're in the cold trough all day tomorrow. This is 4 p.m. Thursday. Polar jet all the way down into Northern California. See the enclosed contours? These are low pressure systems offshore. And I want to play this into Friday night, which is what we just talked about. Friday night and a Saturday morning. Let me back this up. This would be 1 a.m. This would be 1 a.m. Friday overnight and a Saturday morning. See this low right here? There's a surface low that's going to be with it. And maybe it bends a little bit of an easterly flow, pulls a little bit of an easterly flow toward the low. If that's the case, that makes it easier to get snow all the way down to sea level. Same thing into 4, 5 o'clock Saturday morning. See the dark green? There's that kind of cold air. And then notice, here's the polar jet. This is getting into the evening hours of Saturday. The polar jet's all the way down into Reno. We're definitely still in the cold air. All right. And then we go into Sunday, definitely in the cold air. Again, the polar jet, the blue contour, all the way down into Reno. Then we get into Monday. The models have backed off on warming next week. This is still cold air Monday. This is getting into Tuesday. Now the coldest of the air is starting to pull out. There's the polar jet now up into Washington. Another system spinning down to our south that will go primarily into California. This is Wednesday of next week. There's the strong system pushing heavy moisture into San Francisco. But we're still in a cold trough aloft with the polar jet now back down into Portland for snow levels. When you see this blue contour, that's at least a snow level in the Cascades down to about 2,000 feet. Okay. So that's pretty good snow. Heavy system, California, some probably showery precipitation for us. This is all the way into Friday morning of next week. And then this would give us a little bit of a break going into Friday night. But then here are some more showers coming Saturday. The polar jet's to our north, so not as cold. And then there's another, let's just play this. It's not going to let me play it out. But what I wrote on my notes that some of the modeling is now keeping us really active, really cold. Yeah, at least, well, I've been saying this, at least through the 12th of March. So we'll see how long that goes on. Okay, check out some forecast data. Here's my Mount Hood data. The warming snow levels today at about 4,500 feet. Look at Government Camp. Not terribly warm, but above freezing. And it's been a wet mix reported, 34 degrees. And the other passes are all in good shape. Siskiyou's dry. You can see some snow in the air at 5,000 feet. Willamette Pass, but the highway's clean. Cabbage Hill's clean. Quartz Creek out in the Coast Range. What's the temperature there? Yeah, it's 47 degrees, for goodness sakes. Okay. So tomorrow, I just want you to look at the snow levels. The data is not clear in terms of what the actual uniform snow level is going to be. And I've chosen to go with kind of what I did this past Sunday night, Monday into Tuesday. And that's snow levels during the day tomorrow for sticking snow at times, getting down to 1,000 feet. And then just kind of staying around 1,000 feet all the way into Sunday and all the way into Monday. And at times, especially at night and early mornings, the snow level will be lower. And anybody has the chance, anybody, even if you live downtown Portland, could at some point, again, I'm watching right now, Friday night and Saturday morning, could at some point see at least some sticking snow in the morning, but daytime highs would warm up and it would all melt away. But look at the snow tomorrow, 12 to 26 inches, winter storm warning for the Cascades, and then maybe another good 8 on Friday, another good 8 on Saturday, 6 on Sunday. So pretty crazy, right? Seattle, these are the mild temperatures we have right now. 54 in Portland. It was 50 this morning when the warm air really came in overnight last night. 52 in Salem, 54 Eugene, Bend, Pendleton's warm, 57, really nice. Yakima, 56. Let's see here. Seattle's been pretty close to Portland, so let's see. Like Portland, the chance on any of these given mornings coming up, Friday morning, Saturday morning, of temperatures being somewhere near freezing, with the potential of some snow, maybe some sticking snow pockets, but then daytime highs warm up to 40 or better, and anything would melt. And it's still no warmer than mid-40s through Wednesday of next week. So that's definitely chilly for this time of the year, right? Bend, you're going to find a similar scenario. Not as warm, colder at night. There's 20 Friday morning. Unclear how much of this moisture could accumulate in terms of the amount of moisture into Friday morning, but clearly eating morning over in Central Oregon, there's a chance of some sticking snow showers. And then temperatures warm up above freezing during the day. Now, good moisture Thursday night, Friday morning. I like the chances of a lot of Central Oregon getting some snow Friday morning, but then it mainly melts. And then the chances of moisture, much lighter moisture possibilities going into the weekend. Let's see what Salem's saying. And I know some of you watch us from Corvallis. Yeah, near freezing Friday. This shows 37 on Saturday. I bet you there's some pockets in the Central and South Valley that are closer to freezing Saturday morning. But, you know, even if we get something in the morning, we'd be warming into the 40s during the day, right? Okay. I didn't really talk about, bear with me. I'm going to pull up, because I do want to mention the wind just for a second. This is the tabular old-fashioned 3 o'clock observation sheet from the National Weather Service. Tillamook, south winds to 36. Newport, south sustained at 30, gusting to 40. Aurora, gusting to 39. Salem, gusting to 26. Troutdale, gusting to 24. Notice the gorge, Hood River and the Dalles, light winds because the mountains block a south wind flow in the gorge, right? So the gorge is protected from south winds. But the rest of us, it's been like this all day. South winds gusting 20 to generally 30 miles per hour. Could be some 40 mile per hour wind gusts in the valley tonight. Could be some 50 mile per hour wind gusts at the coast tonight. And you see how mild it is. 54 in Tillamook, 54 in Portland right now. Okay. So with that said, here are my 7-day numbers. Big story. I don't really think we're going to challenge freezing in the morning. I've got Portland 38 to 45, but we could challenge freezing temps at lowest elevations Friday morning. We could challenge being freezing Saturday. In fact, I have us at freezing Sunday. These are going to be day-to-day calls as to whether or not it's a decent chance of a snow shower sticking at night or a slight chance. It will be a day-to-day call. And I may never have great confidence because showery weather with weak impulses that trigger the showers, really difficult to assume that the flow pattern is going to be consistent enough to pin it down. So it's just kind of all hands on deck, prepare and for what we may or may not see in terms of low level snow, and assume that there's the chance, like there was last Monday, although it didn't overly come true, that if you live at 1,000 feet, especially sandy Cascade Foothill communities, there's a better chance this time that you could get 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of snow at some point. But again, it will be showery weather once the front passes overnight tonight, and showery weather can make it, tough to rack up much. Okay. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Thanks for subscribing. My weather site's portlandweather.com, and I'll talk to you soon.